Hello, my fellow foam flinging enthusiasts. I am Andrew, aka Dart Sweep, and welcome back to another fun foam filled episode of the Foam Zone Q sound card. One day, maybe. Welcome to the Foam Zone. I am Andrew, aka Dart Sweep. Appreciate everyone joining us this evening here on the Foam Zone. If you are returning, welcome back. If this is your very first time joining us here on the Foam Zone, welcome. The Foam Zone is a bi-weekly live streaming show where we talk foam. Anyone that is interested in the foam flinging hobby, community, whether that be just blinkers, designers, club admins, HVZ organizers, event organizers, designers, printers, or just, again, basement plinkers. If you have passion for foam flinging whatsoever, we love to invite people on to join us and do a little casual get to know you 101 sesh. So if that is something you're interested in, please reach out to us. We would love to have you on. We have a pretty extensive list, and we're just slowly going down as we can. So again, if you're interested in being a guest, please reach out. Hit me up on Discord or one of the admins on Facebook, and we'll get you scheduled. So super excited. Let's see. Full disclosure, my brain is a little. You know how it goes. Last night I was playing basketball, and unfortunately, I think I dislocated my finger, and now it kind of like hangs down to the side like this. So, kind of navigating that. Yeah. So I am taking some medication, and hopefully that will be back as good as new. Luckily, though, it is not my trigger finger, so I should still be able to fling some foam, or at least attempt to, if I get a chance to play. Who knows? So, but yes, so very cool things going on. I got some package coming from Out of Darts that I'm looking forward to. So once that arrives, I'll be more than happy to give a little sneak peek for that. But yeah, we are here at the Foam Zone. It is, what day is it? I lost track. It's Wednesday. We do these on Wednesdays, every other Wednesday. So it is Wednesday. We are with the World Foam Alliance. The World Foam Alliance is your central hub, your resource to connect to all your foam flinging clubs that are in your area, connect to foam flingers alike, and really just kind of being a chance to get together and share the passion for foam flinging. So, highly recommend, encourage everyone to join the Discord. We're on Facebook. Exciting news is I think we have the Tillies with B&B Blasters and Burgers down in the Tennessee area. I think they have come on board to help the WFA get on track with the website. So super excited for that. We took a little break on that on the back end. Just again, things have been going a little crazy, as you know. So, but we're looking forward to getting that back up and going. So, work in progress, as you know. So that's super exciting. At this time, I also want to thank our Discord mods for the WFA, specifically Talanax Armory, Reaper, and Domo, and of course our good friend General Strike. Appreciate you guys holding down the fort. You guys are doing great stuff, and really appreciate everything that you guys do for us. So give a little shout out to all our Discord admins, moderators that are holding down the fort for us there online. So I wish I could be a little more active. Like I said, doing things and making moves. So literally making moves. I just bought a house, and closing is on Tuesday, next Tuesday. So that's going to be exciting. But with that being said, with the logistics of moving from here into the new place, there's a very strong possibility I may take the month off just to get situated and get the internet on and get the set all set up and everything. But stay tuned. It's not the end. We'll take a little break. Who knows? I may be motivated and decide to do some therapy and get back on here during the move. So, but like I said, a lot of very exciting stuff and moves happening, at least for me personally. So I appreciate everyone's patience, understanding. So yeah, all good things. Let's see. Events. We got some exciting events coming up, and I hope you guys can make it. Like I said, I'm very dedicated and enthusiastic to promote any community events that people may be interested in. Specifically, I know that Boiler Dome, if it hasn't happened already, I don't think it has, but Boiler Dome is working their event out. They have a Discord. Highly recommend that. I've heard nothing but good things. Keep the tradition going. Check out Boiler Dome. Also, we have End War is coming up in April, returning. So again, moving dates from July into April. Hopefully, not as hot down in the North Carolina summer sun, and right in the springtime this year. So I am undecided if I am going to go again in April. I'm moving, so I'm not sure logistically if I'll be able to make it down there. I would love to. If you are planning to go to either Boiler Dome or End War, go ahead and drop that down in the live comment section. Just kind of curious of the roll call of people that are potentially interested in going. It's always a great event, a lot of fun, great HVZ, and great admin team working behind the scenes, and of course Drac always is supporting the hobby and community. So shout out to Drac. Appreciate you. And then Survival Fest. Survival Fest is coming up in May. So I believe it is the weekend of May 22nd, I believe. So that'll be happening again over in Ohio. Again, premier HVZ event. If you love HVZ, if you love a good story, if you love specials, if you love the high level of immersiveness that Survival Fest has been known for, definitely go check it out, especially if you haven't gotten a chance to before. Great event, usually bookend with a con and some daily events, competitions, and then the main event, HVZ, on campus for 2 days, and then clean up on the final day. But a lot of fun. Highly recommend. Great event. And again, looking forward to hopefully getting the chance to make it down there. And then let's see. So we had Boiler Dome, we had End War, we have Survival Fest. I know I'm forgetting something. Ragnarok October is coming up in October, of course, on the West Coast. So that should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a chance to make it out there this year again, which is actually where I got a chance to meet one of our guests this evening. I had the pleasure of getting a chance to play foam for a bit there. So we'll introduce our guests later on. But yes, definitely go check out RAG, build relationships, how you meet people. So fantastic event. Couldn't highly recommend more. And then I know APOT is still in discussions for their dates for the Uno crowd. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I know there's some other HVZ invitationals, Midsummer. No Turkey's probably going to run something again. Of course, do us all a favor. Go check out CR Nerf, Cedar Rapids. Check out Tilly B&B Blasters in Tennessee. Go check out all your local HVZ clubs, all your local Sunday, Saturday Blaster clubs, ABC, all the good ones. There's too many to list. Bane, all of it. Shout out to all of you guys. So the season is upon us. I know spring is here and the weather's starting to turn good. So a lot of events should starting, and I'm super excited for the season. So let us know where you guys are located, when your clubs start, and maybe we'll see if we can get out there. So as you know, I do have a little bit more free time coming up, so I am looking forward to actually taking a chance to travel to some of the local club events, just to participate, grab some content, hang out, meet some of you people, and have a great time. So really looking forward to this year and to the season, this summer. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, and again, if you got a club and you want to send me an invite, please send me an invite. I'll do my best to try to hit it up and get out there. Would love to hang out with everyone. So let's see. Let's go ahead and see who we have currently in the live chat. Who has joined us this evening? Of course, we've got AJ. AJ, what's up? Appreciate you, brother. Looks like we got B&B, Speak of the Devil. CR Nerf, Bill, how are you? I'm going to wear your shirt next time and continue to spread the love. Let's see who else we got. We got Ivy. Ivy, welcome back. Appreciate you. Al the Geek, of course. Al, good to see you. I got your pads for you. I know you want to send those off. I just had to grab some last minute content with them. Let's see. Backyard Foam. Backyard Foam. Welcome, welcome. I'm looking. I know we had Backyard on Get Off My Lawn, and hopefully we'll be able to get them onto the Foam Zone as well sometime soon. We got Foam Fighter Dex. Dex, what's up? Good to see you. And let's see. Foamando. Hello from south of the border. Or I guess you're north of the border, really. So, all right. So we are in good company. Let's see. Is that Tom? I think Tom is in here as well. Agent Hazard. Yeah, so we are all in good company. Welcome, guys. Appreciate you guys joining us. Again, we are the Foam Zone on the World Foam Alliance YouTube channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. All right. Let's see. Just real quickly before we introduce our guests for the evening. Blaster chat. Anyone seen any cool blasters or excited for any blasters that have been announced or released? I know that the Nexus Pro X2, the hot pink Blaster Barbie edition, has released on store shelves. I saw them at my local Target as well. I already have one, but it was exciting to see them hitting store shelves at Walmart. I think all the new releases are going to be Walmart exclusives predominantly or Dart Zone exclusives. So go online, go to stores, check out dartzoneblasters.com, and you should be able to get some of the really cool, fun stuff. The Axis Pro just came out. I saw that's hitting shelves. That's a lot of fun. I did see some issues people are having with it. I'm not sure if that's user error or but let us know your first impressions if you got your chance to get the Axis Pro. I think some kits are coming out. I think I saw Blaster Hub, Buck Daddy come out with something. I'm sure Joe Xbox will be working on some things. That'll be fun to see what he comes up with. And then the Delta, essentially a Blitzfire Pro, essentially, I guess, is what it is without the squeeze handle. Yeah, I've been thinking around with that. I haven't had a chance to upgrade the spring. If anyone's had a chance to spring swap the Delta Pro, let us know how it's doing with that. Would love to know. Yeah, so I don't see anyone mentioning any blasters. Louis, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you. Yeah. So every now and then, I'll be gifted some blasters, or I'll purchase some blasters, and I need to do some content with them and shoot some footage, and I just don't get around to posting it or filming it. Probably the other way around, filming or posting it. But there are a couple blasters here that I did want to get a chance just to do a quick shout out and showcase for. The first one you may recognize. I was gifted this by our good friend Eric the Moose. You guys know what this is. So Eric, the Moose gave this to me as a gift, generously at last year's BlasterCon, and I mean, you guys already know what this can do. This is hitting over 200 FPS, very solid 3D printed mags, arguably maybe better than some of the ones that are out on the market. So, but very beautiful. I would try to prime it, but again, I think my finger's a little dislocated, so it's a little uncomfortable at the moment. But if you haven't got a chance to check one of these out, go check out the site, Moose Mod Shops. A lot of fun, highly recommend. And I know Al's got an extensive collection of Moose Mod Shop blasters. Go check out Al's channel. It is definitely a toy for sure. And then also, I know Al has got an extensive collection of Moose Mod Shop blasters. Go check out Al's channel. It is definitely a toy for sure. And then also, I know Al has got an extensive collection of Moose Mod Shop blasters. Go check out Al's channel. It is definitely a toy for sure. from Chance, from the Rochester area. You guys know. Made this for me, and I meant to get some. I've done some footage with it, but I don't think I've ever actually got a chance to show it off. So this is the Blitz. This was the iteration, I guess, before the one that Chance just came out with. But I just love the colorway. I asked him to make me a Flower City Fallout color scheme, so hence the colors. But as you can see, beautiful print job. And really performed really well. So I just wanted to show those off. I know I showed a lot of blasters off last time, but wanted to show these off this time. So excellent. All right. So let's see. Again, appreciate everyone joining us this evening. Andrew, aka Dirt Sweep, with the Foam Zone on the World Foam Alliance YouTube channel. Friendly reminder: give us thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Tell your friends, family. Tell everyone. So, without further ado, I am super, super excited, and I think everyone else is too. I think this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Super excited for our guest this evening. And full disclosure, again, my brain is mush. I'll be honest. One of our guests reached out to me earlier and said, "Hey, are you doing Foam Zone?" And I completely brain farted. I had to get out that far. But it was a perfect opportunity because, you know, they've been on the list and I've been meaning to get them on. So immediately I invited them, and they graciously agreed to appear again on such short notice. So, I'm sure everyone is familiar with our guest this evening. Like I said, I had the pleasure of meeting one of our guests out in Rag. That was a lot of fun. And our other guest as one of our other moral supporters, hype man, and their targets that are becoming extremely popular, it seems like, within the community. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest for the evening. We have Dead Man's Foam, a.k.a. DMF, and none other than Big Lore with Kern County Foam Flingers. How are you guys? Welcome.
Welcome. We're good. I'll just go over a little bit this way. And there we go.
Framing is good.
We're good.
Good. I appreciate you guys joining us this evening. Again, DMF reached out to me. I think it was literally a day or two ago, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Again, I got all these things going on and just trying to maintain, as we do sometimes have to do in life. But I appreciate the friendly reminder, and again, you guys have been a moral support, a moral compass, a great example of leadership within the foam flinging hobby community, and a lot of people look up to you. Your enthusiasm is infectious, so I'm super excited to have you guys. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I know you guys. You guys reached out and have shown a lot of support throughout everything that's going on. So I appreciate that. But yes, welcome. Why don't we go and introduce ourselves for everyone that doesn't know who we have here outside of the hobby? Just go ahead and give a brief introduction who we have.
Well, you go first, Dustin.
Oh, you can't hear me? Oh, no.
No, you're good.
Yeah, there you go. There.
Okay.
And action.
All right. I'm Dustin, aka Dirty D. I'm a nerfsmith that indulges in CAD and 3D printing, and that's for my Nerf shop, Dead Man's Foam, as y'all know. And I'm also a co-host on Nerfsmiths Anonymous that we do once a month, me and Laura, going over modding. So.
And where are you located?
In the greatest country in the world, Texas.
The state.
Country. We'll allow it. And Laura, what about you?
Okay, so my name's it's funny. I got called Big Lord in high school, and I never know why they call me Big Lord. So I started looking around, and I was actually looking down at people, and I was like, "Oh, that's why they call me Big Lord." So I'm Big Lord. I'm nearly 6'3", 310 pounds. I got into this hobby about 3 years ago. I met Dustin, about a year or so ago, Dustin? Uh, and
Yeah,
I met Dustin, just him talking crap because I won one of his contests, and from there we kind of just talk crap to each other back and forth. And now I'm his best friend, and I told him I'm going to show up at his house one day without him knowing it. And I
I
just love
really
the
don't
flink.
want
I
him
just
to
love the
do
flink
that.
phone. I just have fun with foam blasters, man. It's so addicting. It's so fun, and don't let my size fool you. I'm pretty quick.
Yeah, no, I mean that's really what it's all about is having fun. Yes, I can attest to Big Lore, Big Lore's name being warranted. It is validating. You can look at the thumbnail photo, and I'm 6 feet on a good day, and you can see Big Lore is definitely towering over me still. So the name is definitely validated for that. So appreciate you guys joining us. I like asking the first question. Really, how did this all start for you guys? How did you guys end up down this rabbit hole? Where did it all?
You want to go first, Dustin?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
So when I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to have Nerf blasters. So when I got my first job and started getting adult money, I went ahead and did what any adult would do and buy stuff I don't need. So then I bought a long strike
Story of my
to
life.
start off with, and then over a decade I kind of like off and on bought blasters. And then in 2023, I was trying to make a little money on the side. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna modify some of these Nerf blasters, and I saw like Captain Xavier and Maritime Foam and all that. Um, doing their thing, and I was like, you know what, this doesn't look that hard. And then once I start adding up the cost of modifying a blaster, buying it new, not even thrifting yet, I was like, yeah, no one's gonna pay for this. So I started contemplating about buying a printer and all this stuff, and I met Moose because he's in the local group over here, the Dallas Nerf group, and he unfortunately showed me the 3D printing space, and then I went down that rabbit hole, and then him and Vile Mods showed me CADing software, and then it's just been downhill from there. I'm just obsessed with it. I'm all about it. I love being able to create my own stuff and print it out. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the issue is that you met Vile and you met Moose. So at that point, it's just game over, and you have no choice but to go down the rabbit hole, and it's inevitable. So not the
yeah,
worst problem to have, and now you're here. So everything worked out. What about you?
Okay, so with me, I got into a fight with my boss. So pretty much I work at a car dealership. I got in a fight with my boss. I said I'm out of here. Took off, and it was rounding out about the end of COVID. And my wife one day, so it's my wife's fault. She gets mad at me now, but it's her fault. She goes, "Hey, I saw this game that people play called The Quiet Place. You get blasters, and someone's got to walk around blindfolded and try to shoot people." So we went to Walmart. We picked up like a 4 pack of X Shot. I forget what it was, like the Eagle Eye and a couple of smaller ones. And after shooting them around, I was like, I wonder if I could make this shoot harder. And then boom, there it goes. It happened. So it little by little, I started watching thrifting videos. I started going down the YouTube rabbit hole of blasters. Started watching all the classics, of course, with Coop. I would say I call Drac a classic because he's not as avid as he used to be. He's there, but he just doesn't do as much as he used to be. And I get it, life happens. Watching, Maritime Foam as well. And then all the greats, Joe Xbox, of course, Al the Geek, all the cool stuff he does. Just everything, everything, all you guys do. And just went from there. And I had for my about 4 years ago, I had a birthday party and I said, hey, I turned 40. I said, hey, let's have bring your Nerf blasters and let's have a Nerf party. And sure enough, it just spiraled from there.
Yes. So blame the wife. The wife.
Exactly. It's
Tell the
all her
story.
fault. All her
She
fault.
created this monster. No, I mean that's great. I mean, same exact thing for me, man. It was the pandemic. Um, I did not quit my job. That sounds badass, though. I will say that.
I did go back though. I did go back.
Well, people don't need to know. The quitting part sounds. I want to hear about that. But yeah, no, it was just it was cabin fever, and I was like, I need to do something, and I just randomly was at Target one day and went down the blaster aisle, and at that time Rival was still pretty prevalent, predominant on the store shelves there, and I remember just kind of like looking at them and just kind of going back and forth and trying to figure out what the difference was between the different ones that they had there, and then I ended up settling on the Charger, which I think was a 12 round semi-auto Rival one, and again got home and started planking. I hung up, I had a string from the ceiling and tied it to one of the what you call it, beer cups or red cups, and started planking, and it was way more fun than it had any right to be. And people have heard the story many a times, but yeah. And then at that point, I was like, oh man, I wonder if there's people that get together and actually like do this like paintball and airsoft, a little less aggro. I might be interested, and I was able to find a group, a couple groups in the Maryland area, and then also at that same time, same thing. You find YouTube and you start going down the rabbit hole. For me, I think the first videos I remember seeing were those PDKs and Aaron Esser gun game videos, and then of course you find the modding thing, and you find Coop, Drag, Wallcom, all the goods. So Dr. Flux, everyone's out there. You know who they are. Shout out to everyone. Yeah, you're like, oh, I can make these blasters better. And then, I went on Etsy, ordered my first Chronos, the Chronos upgrade kit was the first thing I got, and I remember putting it together, and spring had completely exploded on me when I opened up the blaster, got everything back together, and it worked. I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool, and just from that satisfaction, it was game over for me. So I get it. No, and I think a lot of people, again, kind of find something that just catches their interest when they're introduced to the platform of foam flinging, and yeah, whatever it is, somehow we all go down this rabbit hole, and we end up here. So, but again, we're in good company, and happy to be here. That's what it's all about. So,
Yeah, I will say this though too. So I was just with I just went to a game on Sunday with Basic Nerf. A lot of the old schoolers will know Basic Nerf. Jason, he doesn't do as much now, but he still does holds events and stuff like that. So he holds Armageddon every year. It's one of the longest running Nerf events in U.S. history. There was a break for COVID, so right when he came back from COVID, I got a chance to meet him, Chris Cartea, Beret. I was like geeking out big time. And King of Games, Kale, I got a chance to meet all them at this event. Like I swear I was like the biggest nerd happy, you could ever think of. And their kindness and they're willing to spend time and just talk to me for a couple of minutes is what solidified I would say my spot in this Nerf space. It's just I was very nervous. I like to think I'm very outgoing, but here I was. I had to drive almost 2.5 hours to get there, and I was like, "Oh man, hopefully this is going to be cool. Hopefully I'm going to enjoy this." I don't know. I didn't know any of the rules. They were like, "There's these rules. You got to read them." I didn't read them, of course. I was just too excited to go. So, and I was just telling Jason on Sunday because he holds a birthday battle every year. So it was his birthday battle. I told him, I was like, dude, it was thanks to you. I'm having so much fun in this hobby, and I'm able to give back because of his generosity and because of King of Games. So big shout out to those guys right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I've had the pleasure of meeting of Kale and Berets on the East Coast now. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my next question, which usually is the answer for most people. But what is it about the hobby, or the community, or just foam flinging in general that you really love, that really attracts you, and that has really kind of kept you here for all this time? And you kind of alluded to it, the community and the people. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else that both of you, really solidifies your love for foam flinging?
I
Dustin.
mean, at its
Dustin
core,
solidifies
that's
my
pretty
love.
much what it is. Okay, we're not doing this. We're not.
We're doing
No,
it.
it's the people. It's having a good time. It's sharing what you've created. It's hearing war stories from people using your stuff. Like I have a real cool story with if you guys aren't familiar, I made an ammo box for the Rage Fire. And Backyard Foam, his son was running that at Maryland last year. And they had this crazy story on how they were trying to reload with the box and they were just like, screw it, and threw it off to the side. So it's like being part of people's memories that they're creating. I mean, that's something special. So I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about community and everybody being like, "Oh, that's cool." This is an escape for everybody. Whether you like modding, whether you like making the video portions, running events, it's we all do it to have fun and decompress. So
Yeah,
that's what really draws me back to it every time. And lore.
and
For sure.
and it's I have such a good time, when me and Dustin do our monthly podcast. But it's funny, it's just the building. I love working my hands. I'm a technician. I've been a technician for 26 years now, probably longer when I was working on my own stuff. But just the tinkering, just that thud. I remember the first time I shot a retaliator, it might have hit like 95 FPS. The fact that I saw that hit the wall so fast, I was like, oh, I want more. I want more. I want more. I want more. And it's kind of cool because once I started building stuff, I built some stuff, sent some people blasters out over there on the East Coast in New York. And one guy I dealt with, he was like, man, and I'm not bragging, I think I do good work, but I'm not saying my work's better than everyone else's because I do basic stuff. I have the ability to do other stuff. I just haven't got into it yet. But I had one guy, I sent him some stuff and he's like, wait, this is way better than stuff that people were trying to charge me more for over here on the East Coast. And it felt good to hear that. And like I said, the people always got me coming back. The new blasters, the tinkering, the making blasters. What can I make? What can I stuff in this? How can I make this cool? How can I bring this back to life? Because that's what we're all about. We're the Nerf Smiths, so we're about making old blasters good again.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree 100%. It is the community. You meet really cool people that you probably would have never met in any other circumstances, and you find commonality, and in some cases, you end up with long-lasting relationships and friends. And you hang out outside of foam flinging, and there's always more. But yeah, I think the community aspect of it obviously is a huge draw. But for me, especially at this stage, and I guess always it's always been that way. But there is just so much cool stuff in our space, and not just. That fire foam darts, but there are tons of other blasters and things that are related, that are conducive to what we do, that I just want to share it and showcase it, show and tell, and just pick up my, and if there's something really cool, be able to shoot a little video or do a little interview with someone that's put their time and effort, soul, into making something. Again, it's a lot of fun, and that people that in our space can really appreciate. I really love the unlimited amount of access to really cool things, community members, blasters, and everything that's just kind of related is just it just never ends. And I have footage from years ago, and eventually it'll all make it up. But there's just so much cool stuff that I just want to show it. I just want to share it, and
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever going to stop. But for me, that's kind of been the appeal lately. That there's so much really cool stuff, and we're spoiled by these days that I just want to show it, and hopefully people will be able to do something with that, and be interested in a blaster and pick it up, and then take it to their local war or event, and have fun. So for me, that's really what it's all about. It's about connecting with the community, meeting the community, and seeing everything that we all have to offer. It's really awesome. So, and again, you guys are a great moral compass and staple, I think, as you guys are doing your thing. It's great. So, and everyone was super excited
appreciate that,
for this. Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I do it for the fun, and like you said, I want to spread the Nerf love as much as possible. If I'm having this, if a 43-year-old man is having this much fun doing it, younger dudes are going to have even more fun doing it.
Absolutely.
Everyone should be having that much fun. Period.
And,
yeah,
and I'm upset to know that I'm probably the oldest person here now. Woo!
Well, you look young. I'll give you that.
I promise everyone I'm super immature. So it's awesome. So yeah, I mean the community is fantastic. I mean obviously we have people that are dedicated, that are in that tune into the World Foam Alliance streams on a weekly basis for both shows. So and that's why we do it. That's really why we do it, is again for the people that really appreciate it. And don't get that opportunity in a lot of other spaces. So let's talk about blasters. That's what we're here to talk about. What are some of your favorite current blasters, or just blasters in general? What makes a good blaster? Is it fun? Is it gimmicky? 3D printed blasters are better, or you like a good mass-produced shell injected molded blaster? What are some of your favorite blasters? What excites you? What are some really fun stuff that you guys are excited about?
Go for it, Dustin.
I'm kind of upset because Lore says he likes new blasters. We both agreed that we're trying to salvage all these blasters that are just rotting away in thrift stores. Like, that's basically the premise of our show.
I'm not getting in on that part.
I was just my wife's right here, real quick. I was telling
Going
her
over the family budget.
She hates seeing them, but I told her it started with her in the Quiet Place game. Did you hear me say that?
No.
It started with you. You started the obsession.
It definitely did. And I take full responsibility for that, but I did not expect it to grow into this monster that it has become.
That's what happens.
I would just like to say that he's very generous, and most of the stuff that he mods, he does give away to people, so they have this big smile that he has on his face on their face.
Well, I want the big smile on my face and not have so many blasters. Can you show them? This is the room that he's currently in, is my craft room. Show them what's above over there. Show them.
Okay, let me show you guys real quick. That's just where I have a couple of them right over there.
That's nothing.
This would be my space. So if anybody wants to come and just grab all of them and take them out of my house, I would truly appreciate it.
I'll be honest. I think you got off easy. Don't come to my place.
You should see his background right now.
Gosh.
Oh, look right there real quick. Look at Andrew's background. You see all that stuff back there?
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. That's
Don't judge me.
You guys all have a problem. That's all I'm going to say. All of you.
We all have a problem. It's a good problem to have, though.
Okay, so for me, I told Dustin, and it's funny because Dustin and I have never met in person, but I told him, I go, we won't get into the current stuff that happened. I go, since that event didn't happen, I go, you have to fly to Ragnarok Oktoberfest, because it's a 3.5-hour drive for me to drive to Ragnarok Oktoberfest. I drive in the morning, and as soon as the event's over, I drive right back home. I get home at 2 a.m. once it's over. But if he comes this year, I will get a hotel room, and maybe we could be snuggle buddies. And I'll even pay. But
I'll tell you what. Let's see if we can get Al Maritime and Xavier, and we'll get a giant Airbnb, and we'll
do it.
we'll force Dustin to come down.
But like Dustin said, I do love all the new blasters. I got a chance to try the Axis Pro this weekend. I like all the new stuff, but I'm like Dustin said, I told him the other day, I'll text him. It'll be like probably 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning his time, maybe later, because I go to sleep at about 12 or 1 because I'm up messing with stuff. I'll text
That's
him. I'm
early.
like, hey, dude, I have this idea. And I'll say, hey, we need to get together. We need to do this. We need to do this because he's the brains. He does. I come up with the ideas. He's the guy that does the CAD work. So I
I
told
would
him, I go,
like to
dude,
say that he said the reason we were friends is because he won one of my contests. It's because he asked me to do something. That's why we're friends. And then
that's
he's like,
true.
"Oh, by the way, I have this idea. Oh, by the way, I have this idea." And then I pump it out. I pump it out in like maybe like 2, 3 days. And he's like, "Oh, this is amazing." The blaster doesn't get done for like 2 months.
Have a bunch of kids, man. I do it. I do it late, but I told him, I go, I'm gonna stuff. If anyone steals this, I'm gonna come looking for you. I told him I'm gonna stuff a fly core system in a hammer shot, so no one take my idea. And I told Dustin, I said, you need to CAD me up a fake dart cylinder, and I'm gonna put a fly core system in that. I'm gonna run a battery pack to my arm, and you're gonna. It's just it. I love. There's so many things going through my head at all times, blaster wise. I'm okay. So everyone's giving me crap right now because I put a fly core system in a sling fire. It's been dubbed the sling flyer, and Dustin has
Yes.
helped me a lot with this. And all I have to do is solder some wires and close the shell up, and I am
He's
done with
almost
it.
there, people.
But I could have not. Okay, I'm gonna after church tonight. I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna finish it. Um, so that way you guys can see that it's going to be done and I'm actually doing it. But that's the kind of stuff I like. I like off the wall stuff. I was so close to finishing it for Ragnarok Oktoberfest because it was Western themed, but it was already 2 in the morning. I had to get up at 7 and I had to drive 3.5 hours. And I was like, I'm not going to do that on limited sleep. Like I needed 30 more minutes to finish it. And I said, I'm going to sleep. F this, but all because of Dustin. All because of him.
Oh, and
Yeah.
I didn't get to
So
say my favorite blaster lore because you interrupted me. Um, I was talking crap about you, and then you interrupted me and just hijacked the wheel. I mean, honestly, one of my favorite blasters is my Diana. I love that thing so
Mm,
much. That's like the gold
mm.
standard. So like if you're gonna build something, like that's what you want to try and that mountain you want to get to is Diana. And then my second favorite is definitely my Smiley. I tell everyone, including Andy Griff, you better finish your Smiley. I'm calling you out on Foam Zone. You better finish your Smiley. I sent you glue. Okay? I'm trying to help you. The Smiley, it is the funnest blaster to assemble. I've assembled a lot of 3D printed blasters. You actually smile when you finish stuff, and I know they put little smile face greebles all over it. Man, once you complete something, you're like, yeah, that's right. That's right. This thing's gonna be amazing. And then sure enough, it
Yeah.
is when you get it done.
Yeah. For sure. No, I have a Smiley kit on my order list, and I'm definitely going to look forward to building that one. And I also want. I know the Diana was extremely popular, but I am very curious about the Lightning as well. So if anyone's had any experience with the Lightning, go ahead and drop that down in the live comments section. Let's see. What do we got? We got AJ, something about blasters and gambling. I agree on both. Yes, and then let's see. The blasters and gambling. And oh yes, Tom, you are invited to the Airbnb for sure. Please join us. That goes for everyone here. Everyone's invited. Plus, it'll be cheaper, and you guys can decide who's going to be cuddle buddies. And let's see, Slingfire. Yeah. So yeah, I'm actually interested in seeing the final build of the Flycore Slingfire. There, I think that would be pretty fun to see. I am kind of salty that I never jumped on the Mayfly. bandwagon when that came out. I have all the parts and I printed it and did everything, and it's literally just sitting somewhere in a bag here. Maybe one day, maybe I'll send it to you guys, and you guys can take care of it. So,
Don't send it to Lord
but
because it won't get done.
that's fair.
You shush.
He has fabulous ideas.
Being on the Foam Zone,
Well,
we are the
shaky.
World Foam Alliance YouTube channel. Be sure to give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that jazz. So let's talk about local clubs and your foam flinging scene in your area. What do you guys got going on where you guys are at?
Go ahead.
With me, with my schedule, I don't really get to go out to the games that much. The Dallas Nerf group, Moose is in that one. Shout out to Moose. Those guys are crazy. They're doing 250 FPS in the park. It's a good time. There's Moose ones everywhere. And then also I want to get down to Houston to the Houston guys. Down there, they run games quite regularly. And they're also an awesome group of guys. That's usually my main that I hang out with on Discord and stuff. So if you guys are in the Houston area or the Dallas area, check out your local clubs. Please check out your local clubs. It's very important.
And can you give us more information, like age ranges? You mentioned the cap, but what kind of stuff are they running there? Casual comp, or what's the scene like?
No comp up here in Dallas. They do have comp down in Houston quite regularly. Uh I'm not quite sure what the minimum age is. They're pretty chill. So if you guys bring, I'd probably say like 10, 12, like it'd be a good time.
Very cool. And then, of course, I think people have heard the name Kern County Foam Flingers. Tell us about Kern County.
All right, so Kern County Foam Flingers, I started that a couple years ago, and it's mainly been like I've gone out and done kids parties and stuff like that. Church, my pastor asked me to hold a big old Nerf party for the teens, and we did that. I've done it here locally, so really the Kern County Foam Flingers. I haven't done an actual event with it, but there used to be a club called Bakersfield Nerf Club, which is a town next to me. I have been handed the reins over for Bakersfield Nerf Club, and I've on the Facebook page, and I've reached out a couple times to old players, and no one's reached out yet. So I think, and people tell me I should hold an event, I should hold an event. I think I'm just gonna I know there's interest out there in my area because every time someone sees me playing with these things, they get super excited. My boss was actually calling me a nerd one time, and then I took him an MK3 modded, and you should have seen the grin on his face. It was huge. So on top of that, Kern County Foam Flingers is anyone that'll get in a car with me and go for a game. You know, I was like, you are now a Kern County Foam Flinger, you know, and that's just the county that I live in. Everyone knows Bakersfield, but no one knows my small town of Shafter, which is right next to Bakersfield. But I like to travel for games. Like I went this past weekend, I went to Basic Nerf's birthday battle, and it was 170 FPS. He had another one about a month and a half ago, same thing, 100 FPS. And then Armageddon is 300 FPS. But I tell people when they're afraid to go to Armageddon because they don't have a 300 FPS blaster. You don't have to have a 300 FPS blaster. I swear, no matter where I'm at and there's an awfuls round, you see more people giggling and laughing during the awfuls round than you actually see, you know, while people are hiding, you know, from I don't know how many yards away trying to snipe and stuff like that. Um, but like I invited Joe from Xbox. Every time I see him at Ragnarok Oktoberfest, he's such an awesome guy. That's another guy that helped solidify this stuff for me. He just here's my new product, have it. You know, I think I had his big old box for the Boxer Pro before he actually had it for sale. He's like, here you go, it's just yours. And then last year he gave me a Venom Pro signed by all the big shots, you know, all the Nerf big shots, and I have that put away. He said, you better not sell that. So I definitely not going to sell that. but I go there. Not going to forget Jake from Foam Battalion. He had a couple events in his area, which same thing. I had to travel about an hour and 45 minutes, but I don't mind it because my son is actually doing with me now. He's 13 years old. It's a great father-son bonding moment. So we have a good time doing that. So it's pretty much I do about 5 events a year on top of me hosting other events here locally. So that's what the Kern County Foam Flingers is. It's hop in the car, let's go, or let's do something right here.
Cool. And when you're doing something right here, what are you doing?
I usually try to keep it about 150 FPS because I tell bring your kids, and I don't want a kid to get hit in the face or anything like that. Just be deterred. I try to do HVZ cap, but if you're gonna hit 150, I don't mind it either. I just let them know, hey, you're good. You might get hurt if you get shot in the face. So I just let them, there's nothing to sign, but I pre-warn everyone. And probably for me, like Ragnarok Oktoberfest is so much fun because the FPS cap is right there at 130. I love building 130 HVZ blasters. I love modding Strifexes. I think I've modded the most Strifexes out of people that I know. I have a 200 FPS Strifex for AJ Usog for last year's Maryland. I built him a 130 FPS. I see 122 FPS Strifex for him and for that event because he was getting new into this too, and I think that was his first big event. So I said, hey, don't worry, I'm gonna send you a blaster. It'll be there by the event. So I really enjoy the HVZ cap because of the closeness, because of the engagement of it. That's what I like about Rag. That's what I like the most about Ragnarok Oktoberfest.
Yeah, no, Rag was a lot of fun. Hard to describe what HBZ is like until you actually experience it. But yeah, fantastic event. You mentioned Joe. I do want to give a shout out to Xbox Games, Joe and Amy. I've been following about the fur babies, and I'm sending you guys all good vibes. I'm sure everything will be okay. So a shout out to Xbox, Joe and Amy, and the fur babies. But yeah, we had a chance to play at Rag this last year, and we met. And I'll be honest, I didn't even recognize you until you kind of walked up to me and kind of introduced yourself, and I put two to two together. But it was fun, and you brought your nephew, or I forget who you brought with you.
I had my son and my niece's boyfriend.
Yeah, and I remember we did the Dr. Flux Build a Blaster, and I got in one of the exclusive whatchamacallit,
Yeah.
Yes. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, and your crew ended up getting the one-off that Luke from Out of Darts had to give away as a result of getting tagged or something like that. It was basically a one-off kind of win scenario. But I got to thank you and your son or whoever traded me for that blaster because, I really wanted it. And it's sitting up, where is it? It's sitting right somewhere around here. It's around here somewhere. It's around here somewhere. There's too many blasters to go looking for. Yeah. No, you'll never see me again if I go looking. So anyway,
I convinced him. I was like, because you asked about it. It was a one-off, and I saw the look on your face, and I was like, oh, Andrew was pretty freaking excited for this. I was like, trade him. He was like, you think I should? I said, yes, trade him. I go, you're gonna make him happier than me, a fat kid in a candy store, giving him this blaster. So I knew, I saw that look on your face. I was like, oh, you got to give it to him. He's going to be so pumped up for it.
Yeah, know that it is. It went to a good home, so I appreciate that. But that's my memory, and then my other memory is us kind of in this area and just kind of walking through. And I think you ran into a pole or something.
Yes.
that was my memory of Big Lore at Ragnarok, was trying to run away from zombies and then running into a light post. And I was like, oh my gosh, did we just lose Big Lore here? So, but yeah, no, fantastic time, fantastic event, and highly recommend going to check it out. Let's talk about, you guys mentioned that you guys have a podcast, and I know you guys do the live stream with Bill, CR Nerf, and AJ occasionally. Let's talk about your content creation, your media content. What do you guys got going on for that? A little shameless plug.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. Go ahead, Dustin.
So yeah, if we can, we do try and jump on Bill's. We love Bill and Andy. Their pod is amazing, and
We love
yeah,
it.
CR.
There we go. There's the
They
shirt.
they they get together and do the dad Zoom call with General Strife. It's dads and General Strife. Uh,
Yeah,
Rad Dads and General Stripe. That should be
General
the name
Strife could
Yeah.
be one of our kids.
of it.
but those guys do a great job over there. Chatting it up with everybody, touching base, see how everybody's doing. But yeah, we decided to do our own show. I was just like, everybody else is podding, and there's nobody does like modding videos anymore. Like it's very rare. And he's
Yeah,
like, yeah, like I have all these ideas, you have all these ideas, and I mean, we talk to each other, but like we want to know if the community. It seems like everybody's just buying stuff off the shelf, and it's like there you go, and it's like there's nothing better than modding something and running your own kit. So it's like let's try and infuse that a little bit more into the hobby, especially as available as 3D printing is and stuff now. So we both decided we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and just do it. And it worked.
yeah.
We get along. I'm the smart one, he's the caveman, you know. Um, we go back and forth on the podcast. We did a couple where he was modifying something and I was making fun of him the whole time. Like I know what I'm doing because he was working on a Springer and I'm not. I can modify Springers, but he's better at it than I am. But yeah, we like to kind of find like something that's pretty easy to modify. And then he'll go ahead and roll with it. Just to spark people's imagination. We need more people to be creative and do their own thing. Like I love that you can go buy like a Seagull or uh what's one of the flywheelers that's out right now? Like the Axis. Like I'm so happy you can go out and do that or buy a Blink back in the day with the battery and everything that's included. But when you put your heart and soul into something for a couple of months and then you're able to run it at a game and it's functional, that's really special. So, and that's that I don't feel like me and him can get out of the hobby because we have so many ideas, not enough time, and we're just constantly working on something.
Yeah, and that's what it's about too. We want for people to feel comfortable in modding stuff, and we want to let people know that if this caveman could do it, anybody could do it. You know, if you have a Dustin, you could do a caveman could do it. So you got to find yourself a Dustin.
You don't have to lean on somebody. Don't be scared to do stuff on your own.
Yeah. Makes you feel special though, right?
That's how I kind of feel about a lot of things, honestly. If I can do it, anyone should be able to do it. Because let's be honest, So, but yeah, no. I really think. I mean, I love that there are more resources and things popping up like your podcast, like Rad Dads, even Foam After Dark, Bots and Blasters, and Archer's got a podcast out as well. So just having these community staples where people can kind of get a schedule and have something to look forward to. And I think what you guys are doing is taking it to an extra step. It's always nice to have a mod guide and resource to see that, but really what you guys are presenting is, again, kind of a community space to engage and hang out with, and build these relationships that we really enjoy the hobby for. So how often do you guys do the podcast? And where can people find the podcast, and they're interested in joining? How can they be a part of it?
So we do it at least once a month. We do it once a month on a Friday evening, and we got to make sure we both get permission from our wives to do it.
Of course.
Um, real quick, I'm gonna tell a quick story before. So every time I wear this shirt at an event, it was funny. I texted Bill, CR Nerf, this weekend. A guy comes up to me. He's like, "Are you the CR Nerf?" And I texted Bill. I was like, "We both must be equally good looking." Because people always ask me if I'm the CR Nerf, and I have to tell them, I said no, but he's a good buddy of mine. So real quick, shameless plug for Bill there. But yeah, it's something that, and I'm working on. I don't have the equipment. We just do it off of my YouTube channel, off the Big Lord's Kern County Foam Flinger YouTube channel, where I put a lot of my, I don't like to do content reviews. I like to do more like, hey, check this out. I found this out. You could do this, because I'm not good for the content reviews. I'll leave that up to the big shots like you guys to do the content reviews. It's just about me. Yeah, you. It's just about me. Just hey, I found this out. Let's do this, or hey, let's have fun with this, or hey, let's mod this real quick, or hey, you could do this with this, and we just do it for my YouTube page. But I'm trying to get better equipment. We tried to do a call together a while back with Mr. Mind, but my laptop is so cheap and so basic, it didn't have the capability to invite him to a room and then stream it to YouTube. So I'm working on getting a better laptop so we could actually have guests on. We did a really good podcast, and I felt bad because I invited Dustin, but I hardly let Dustin talk on it. Where we talked about men's mental health, because AJ
I
Usog,
remember that
he
one. Yeah.
he does a really good he does really good with his community. And I met him out of nowhere. I do a Christmas ugly Christmas sweater contest every year, and I give out blasters for the winners, modded blasters. And he started a club. Well, he was already starting a club, but the blaster he won just help build his club up even more. And he deals with kids with mental health issues, and he really tries to get them out from behind the computer screen and in their dark places, because that's what we're about too. We're about trying to get the kids out, and just because there's something about I would talk about a desk pop, just sitting here popping one off. Something about hearing that thud that just makes that mind wonder and makes you happy. So that's what it's all about. It's just doing that, and I'm gonna get better equipment soon so I can invite more people to the show.
For sure.
Yeah, and
Quick
shout out
shout out.
AJ.
Quick shout out to AJ. I would like to take partial credit for AJ being in the hobby. I think their first event, AJ and his daughter attended, was Survival Fest, and that's where we met. And of course, AJ is very deep down the rabbit hole now. So I am so sorry about that, AJ. But yeah, no. And also, I remember we were talking about Stripes earlier. I wanted to say the Stripe X is a fantastic platform, completely underrated. I think it's going for around $60 right now, which is like really unheard of for 150 PS blaster. It's USB-C rechargeable, short darts. My only constructive criticism, honestly, is the Magwell, which I do believe they have some kits for as well. But if you were sleeping on the Stripe X, or you were thinking about it, don't think about it. Go check it out. Highly recommend. And I think you'll be happy with that. But anyways, I think Hasbro's got to start paying me for some of this stuff. Would be nice. But yeah, no, I think what you guys do is great. And what are some of the challenges of doing the podcast? You mentioned, equipment, but again, part of it is just doing it and learning as you go. But what are some of the challenges that you've come across? And then what are some advice or tips that you could give to people that may be interested in doing that as well, and joining the horde here with us?
I can't get Laura to stop staring down the barrel of blasters to see if it's loaded or not. I don't know what his problem is. It's become a meme at this point, and then people take bets if he does it or not. That's like his signature thing now, and he does it like he's unconscious when he does it. Like, it's not a conscious thing when he does it every time. And I'm just like, there's other ways to check. And he just, so that's my biggest challenge right now, is trying not to get canceled on YouTube from this guy.
You're right. I do it. So like, I did a video after, I had Dustin. I was like, hey, you need to create a short dart pusher for the for the X Shot Clip Mania. So I did it and I ran it, and I happened to be looking down, and I don't know why I revved it, and I accidentally pulled the trigger and it went flying right by me. I think it was doing like almost 180 FPS short dart, just whizzed right by my head. And so I was like, I don't know why I do it. It's just, I don't do it to, conscious. Like I said, I just happen to do it. But my best advice is, I was talking to he just started a Instagram page, Chula Vista Foam Blasters, I believe, or Chula
Chula
Vista.
Vista, shout out. Thanks for following me on Instagram.
So I told him, because he's got a great voice, and he's a handsome young man, and he does reviews on Instagram. I was like, dude, just do it on YouTube. And he's like, nah, I'm kind of nervous for it. I was like, dude, if this ugly mug could do it, you could do it too, And I told my wife, I was like, I don't know, you know how hard it is to be funny every day. My wife is way too good looking for me, by the way. I tell her that all the time. So you just, throw a joke in every now and again, But I tell her, I said, if you think about do it, just do it. I recently just hit 500 followers on YouTube, and I don't do the YouTube for the followers, but I was like, well, that's not too much. But my sister-in-law, she goes, dude, imagine you standing outside and 500 people were outside watching you give a speech or talk about something. Wouldn't that be cool? And I was like, that would be cool. That actually, you're freaking right. That's freaking awesome. That is cool, So, and just do it. Don't do it for the followers. Don't do it for monetization. I mean, eventually you could get there, I'm sure. Do I do it for the followers? Yes, but I do it for the followers so I could engage and show them about it. I don't do it to boast myself or make myself look like a better person. It's all about the fun, and it's all about spreading knowledge. That's why I do it. And if you think you want to do it, just put a video out there. Someone's gonna watch it. Someone is gonna watch the video, and who cares if it's not 100,000 people? Someone's gonna watch the video, and someone's gonna take something from it. So just do it.
For sure.
If you guys like watching our videos, please subscribe to my channel so I can start the live stream, because somebody likes to be late. So please, I don't care about the followers. I just need 50 so I can start the live stream on time. I don't like people popping in for the stream
to our podcast.
That's it. We need 50 followers. Everyone just get one person, and then we can go ahead and subscribe, and then we can start the live stream on time. But yeah, no, I agree 100%. It's a matter of just getting out there and doing it. Full disclosure, I do this just out of the passion. None of my channels or anything I do is monetized specifically for that reason, because it's not about that. I could care less about that, I have a job. Pay me some money. But
real quick, when I make YouTube videos, I have 4 kids. I do side work. I still do side work on weekends. I play Nerf. I'm a youth pastor. I have a family. I'm a family man. When I make a YouTube video, if you see a YouTube video, it's usually made at 1:30 or 2 in the morning in this room, while my wife's in the room asleep. So I do it when I have time, but I love doing it. It's so much fun.
And that's just it. I mean, you should do it because it's fun. And again, I'll say you shouldn't worry about followers or subscribers. Just care about just sharing, and really that's all it is. And things are going to happen organically, naturally at some point. So, but for everyone that is monetized,
good for you guys. If you guys are, that's awesome.
Maybe one day I'll hit the checkbox and get there when I start getting pulled. So, but yeah. So, Dustin, I did want to talk about some of your designs, and I know one really popular things out right now is your targets. That's been making the rounds to many clubs, actually. Believe it or not, I've seen on many listings. So, tell us about your design work and what you got going on.
So winter was coming, and that's rough for a lot of people. Their clubs aren't doing anything. They're locked in their house. If they're not modding, like what are they doing? They're like shooting the lamp in the house, or they might accidentally tag their dog or something, just going all over the place. So I was like, what can we do to make it a little bit more um fun, I guess, to shoot targets in the house? Because I know, like, there's the Nerf ones. They're not hobby grade. You can't tag. No, you might get like 50 tags on it and then it's done. The window's busted. So I was watching a lot of the guys that were doing like John Wick stuff, and they do like the shooting competitions, and you get that audible ping. And I'm like, what can I do to replicate that with the dart? Because it's easy to do with BBs. BBs will ping off of any metal you put. So then I had to find out the right diameter that would work at a decent range. I talked to shout out to Mr. Reyna, the True Foam Dart marksman. He's a sharpshooter, and I asked him, I'm like, what size do you usually use? And then he's like, well, one of my targets is about 3 inches, and he's shooting from about 50 feet out. And I'm like, well, not everybody's used, so let's make it a little bit bigger. So I went with the 6-inch plate. Um, and these are the targets that I have. These are AJ's. Shout out AJ again. Um, and I just did some prototypes, and then I posted it with some of my friends. I was like, "What do you think of this?" And they're like, "That's amazing. Like that's awesome." Because it's weird. The human condition has this thing where we like throwing objects, and we like hearing the noise that happens when said object hits the other object. So same thing with shooting darts. Like if you just shoot and do a dart catcher, it's not making any noise. You're just like, okay, and then you're over that in like, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes. And then like with you with the solo cup, you're hearing it hit the solo cup, and you're just like, oh man, I want to do that some more. How far can I get to hit that? So I started working on that. And then I came out with the Deadeye version. So this version has 1 inch hole in the bottom of it to work with Schedule 40 PVC. That way, you can just use, because a 7 foot, or is it no, a 10 foot uh pole of PVC is like $7. So you get a target, you can make a stand. I mean, if you're at a game and you have a whole bunch of targets, you guys can do a shooting course timed. Shout out to Devin at B&B. I sent him some targets for his arena. I don't know if you guys have seen his videos. If you're not subscribed to Blasters and Burgers, you need to. He shows videos all the time of them having a good time up there, really good content. And then he also does his training course videos timed. And the targets are all over the arena, and he's testing all these different blasters to see what the accuracy is and how fast he can get through them. And then this guy, inspired by Mr. Caveman himself, the Despot. It's a little target. It has some legs that go on it, and a hanger. That way you can just have it on your desk, because everybody has a desk blaster. You can just ping that a couple times when when you need to decompress a little bit. So yeah, that's currently what I'm working on with my targets. And then also, because me and Laura, we're all about trying to get more people into the hobby. And there's a lot of great designers out there designing stuff. If anybody knows me, I hate hardware. I hate it. And I understand, like, the hardware is kind of where the money's at. But I want to be able to print something and then use it immediately. I won't have to wait on hardware kits. So right now, I'm working on my prototype blaster, the Anubis, and it uses 3D printed pins, um, and then some magnets. And basically, you just need basic flywheel stuff in order to assemble it. and you're good to go. You don't have to deal with heat sinks and a whole bunch of M3 screws. The only M3 screws really are for the B car. So anybody can just 3D print a flywheeler and then just get after it. They don't have to wait for hardware kits from any of the vendors or anything like that. Pretty much everything's on Amazon. And then you can just start ripping. And it's a nice little project if you want to do with your kids to get into it. Because I at the end of the day, I love flywheelers, so I'd like to design that and then give it back to the community because I feel like they deserve something like that and they can share it with their friends that aren't that familiar. So
For sure. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I've been seeing the targets pop up on many people's socials feeds, so I know they're making their rounds. I'm gonna have to see if I can get some for myself. We'll talk about that as well as the Anubis. But yeah, no, very cool stuff. We play a game at one of our clubs, or one of the games that we play at our locals was essentially, oh gosh, I forget. It was Can Jam is what we called it. Originally, it was played with soda cans that we would somehow mount onto PVC cover that would never stay up because of the wind and just friendly fire and just knocking into cover. And then at some point, we had moved over to 3D printed cups, and again, same issue: falling over, wind, all that stuff. And then at some point we had switched over to breakaway targets where you would have to hit the target, but depending on how lucky you were and how hard or close you were shooting from, it may or may not break. So, and then we ended up getting these electronic targets, like LED targets, essentially, just, night lights, essentially. But you would have to sync them all up, and it probably took about 5 minutes before each game to sync it up. And then after you place them all on the field, you find out that they're not synced up at all, and then you gotta, relocate everything. But this sounds like the perfect solution to those kind of blaster games. So I am super excited to see what we can do with those, and I think it's super cool. And like you said, there's something about instant gratification of being able to assemble something immediately, and then B, having that audible sound from hitting a target. That ping is very gratifying. So very cool stuff. Let's see. Yeah. So I think we're getting to that time. I appreciate everyone joining us this evening. Let's do a call to action. Where do you guys? Well, first of all, where do you guys see yourself in the near future? You guys going to events, or what do you guys got going on?
well, I'm trying to replace my weekend that I had booked with another event down in Houston. So and I'm gonna try to do that. And then I guess I have to talk to Laura about Ragnar Oktoberfest, but I don't know about
We'll book the Airbnb. You'll be there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So my next big event is going to be Armageddon. Jake from the Foam Battalion, he's going to have a baby. So in between, the Jason's birthday battle and Armageddon, Jake from the Foam Battalion, he had his events, but he's got his hands full. He's about to have a baby, so I don't get a chance to go to those because he's not hosting anything. But I see myself. I plan on hosting something very soon for my community. If they show up, they show up. If they don't, I'm just afraid that no one's going to show up. But at the same time, I shouldn't be. If they show up, they show up. If not, not. But my next big thing is definitely going to be Armageddon, 300 FPS cap. But you don't need a 300 FPS cap blaster. I took a Tomcat one time. I was playing with a Tomcat. I took my very first modified Strife, short arc Strife that was hitting 150 FPS, and I was tagging people left and right. So you don't have to have that top FPS. And real quick, I tell everyone. At first, I was in that FPS race. Don't be about the FPS race. Everyone wants to make the hardest hitting blaster, which is cool. They're fun, but where are you going to use it? Most of my blasters now I've learned that I build and I build for other people are purpose built. They're purpose built blasters. So work on it being purpose built. That way you can use it. I just recently I got the S400 Zebra.
Nice.
I took it to Jason's game. No one has a spring out for it yet. So I got the modified spring, their 230 FPS modified spring, and I cut about 10 coils off of it. And it was 170 FPS cap. So I got it to like about 167, 168 consistently off of the cut upgrade spring. So just don't be afraid to go in there. And I'm all about detuning stuff too. I have my Tomcat. I have it hitting 100 consistently, 125 to 128 FPS, and I started that last year, and I finally finished on how to do that. So I'll be posting the video soon on that. So don't be afraid to bring anything. Do not be embarrassed to bring something jank you have. We're all about the jank blasters too. And the jank stuff is some of the coolest stuff. So just don't be afraid to go. Just show up. Just show up to Armageddon. Show up to Ragnarok Oktoberfest. And let's say hi to everybody here. Don't be afraid to say hi to anybody, because we're more than willing to answer your questions. I was a little nervous. I saw Al and I saw Maritime, and I was like, hey, can I get a picture with you nerds? And very graciously, oh, yeah, let's do this, So and those guys are like heroes to me, because they're the big shots. So, and
You didn't have to room with them for Ragnarok. So, no, I'm
So they gladly took a picture with me. I thought that was one of the coolest things. So just make yourself available and make the community better is what my advice for everyone. And just show up. Doesn't matter what you have. Someone might have an extra blaster in case yours breaks. Just show up. So Armageddon is the next big one. I invite everyone to Armageddon.
Very cool. And I will add on this. I always say it is not the blaster. It's the person. So
exactly.
The blaster. That's it. So I know many people that don't even run a blaster. They'll literally just run around and throw throwables or just run away. So
yeah,
and they have just as much fun. So, but I want to thank you guys both for joining us this evening here on the Foam Zone. Really appreciate you guys. Everything that you do. Again, your moral support, your enthusiasm, networking. And just, again, your overall positive vibes. I think that's really what we need today, especially in our given climate. Who knows? Don't look up. Who knows what's going on? But no, I really appreciate you guys. And I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to get together. And we're doing this Airbnb thing. So let's just commit to that and get that out of the way.
Let's do it.
Seeing you again, Big Lore, and getting to fling some foam with you, and after this, some more shop and everything. But where can people find more information for you both?
Go ahead, Dustin.
So I'm on Instagram, Dead Man's Foam. If you haven't seen me, I try and follow everybody in the community and share their stuff. I love it. And then I'm also on Printables, where you can find all my models that I've made so far. I think I have over 40 now. And then I also have my shop that you can buy my targets from. It's payhip.com/deadmansfoam. And you can find our Nerfs Anonymous podcast on Big Lore's YouTube channel. It's under Big Lore. Please subscribe to him, subscribe to me so I can start the pod on time, because it's never on time because of him.
Find me on YouTube, Big Lore. Find me on Instagram, Kern County Foam Flingers, Facebook, Kern County Foam Flingers. I don't have any cool stuff to sell, but I would like to say real quick, my claim to early fame was the Big Lore Rev Switch mod for the MK3. So I've actually had a couple people reach out to me because of a video they saw, and if people have sent me, I say, hey, send me your MK3. I'll do the Rev Switch mod for you, and I'd say, buy me a coffee. And graciously, people have overpaid me to do the Rev Switch mod to their MK3. So if you have an MK3 that needs some help, I'll help you out too. But that's just through YouTube. People reached out to me through YouTube, but I felt very gracious that they were confident enough in me to get a hold of me for that. So YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook is pretty much it.
Excellent. Well, again, really appreciate you guys joining us this evening here on the Foam Zone. Appreciate everyone that joined us in the live chat and that tuned in. We will be back here on the Warp Foam Alliance YouTube channel next week with the next episode of Get Off My Lawn with Al the Geek and Captain Xavier. I may or may not be back the following week, depending on the moving situation. I will do my best. But again, if you're interested in being a guest, please reach out. Appreciate everyone. Remember, you are not alone. Be kind, love your family, and always remember to dart sweet. Have a good one, guys.